Hey everyone. Oh boy, it's been a long time since I've done anything on my channel. So I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty tonight, so forgive me. But let me show you what I'm doing here. I am in between I'm working on oh, we'll go up a little bit more. I'm working on the studio. The house is still for sale, so boy, that's quite the process. But I'm working on these encaustic cubes. Um, These are, I don't know why I enjoy working on these so much because they can be kind of tricky. Um, you have to get the each side right. You get drips all over the place that you end up having to fix. Hey, Hope Karen. Sorry, the light is like shining right on my right on my phone screen. So if I mispronounce any of your names or miss some of the words that you're saying, then I apologize. I'll try to pay really close attention. But anyway, so I wanted to show you guys some of these cubes that I've been working on. Sorry, I got like a hair in my mouth or something. Um, I've kind of been working on these for a while. It takes a long time to get the sides nice and smooth like this without the drips. I think I ended up these ones I ended up doing like I had to redo the sides like 4 times. It was pretty crazy, but thanks for being here, Karen. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Just put them in the chat. I should be able to see them. So what I'm going to do is I've stamped some a little bit onto the sides here, and I've left 2 sides blank. I'm gonna add actually stamp with some ink on the sides there a little bit later, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to encase these and kind of display them. It's a new idea I've come up with, and I have to do some modifications to it, so we're going to see how it works. And I'd love to hear what you guys think. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these stamped areas with some oil paint, and then kind of wipe it away with linseed oil. So if you've followed my channel for any length of time, you've probably seen several videos where I do stuff like this, and I really should be wearing gloves. I just thought about that. I'm not sure where my gloves are. I think I might have taken them somewhere else, so I don't have them in my studio. But essentially, when I'm just rubbing the oil paint all over the surface to really get into, let's see if I can show you, really get into these kind of stamped areas. Some of them are deeper than others, so I have to really kind of force the paint to go inside there. I hope that's showing up clear for you guys. I used to worry about how much oil paint I was using, but now I don't really worry about it anymore. I use it as much as I need, and then I wipe it away. Um, Before, when I would do it, it would really strain my fingers. I would be doing my best to use as little as possible and yet really get it into the divots and lines and things, and it's just not worth it. All the extra effort. All right, so I'm going to need a little bit more. Please say hi as you come in. I'd love to see who's here, who's an art fan. If you're new to encaustic art, if you've never heard of it before, let me know. I can give you a quick rundown. Let me know if you're an artist. Let me know what types of art you do. What am I making? Claire, I am making, these are encaustic cubes. So encaustic, I don't know if you know what encaustic is, but it's painting with wax. Wood is a perfect substrate for wax painting, and so I get these wooden cubes at either Hobby Lobby or you can get them at Michael's. I actually haven't looked for them at a hardware store. I don't think I've seen them there, but they might have them there too. So what I do is I use my encaustic medium and I cover the sides. It takes a little while because you get lots of drips. Hey, the Tinker's wife, I know you. Thanks for being here. I'm really happy to see you. The Tinker's wife has been a member on my channel for a long time, and she's been with me through ups and downs and trying to sell her house and packing up my studio and having videos to post and no videos to post and just craziness. Hey, we got a lot of people. All right. Hey. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Emery. Zoe, you paint on paper. Awesome. One of my first loves is scrapbooking. I love to scrapbook, and I love mixed media. So yeah, paper is definitely a big love of mine. One of the first things that drew me to encaustic painting was the fact that it's compatible with paper. I'm working my way towards encaustic, but I seem to be trying everything. You know what? Join the club. I cannot decide on like a specific technique that I want to, or like a style that I want to focus on. I can't stop experimenting. And I focus pretty much on encaustic. That's most of what I do now. I do still do scrapbooking and some mixed media stuff, but I don't really post about it. And it's kind of just rarely. But yeah, I still love it. So yeah, I want to try all the things. That's one of my things. Oh, you painted a bear. Nice. Hi, Dino. I think I'm missing some people, so I apologize. I'm like trying to do like 6 things at once. So welcome. Thank you for being here. I've been on hiatus removing 3 times myself. Oh my gosh. Boy, does that sound familiar. We've posted our house for sale 3 times in the last 2 years, and it's just still hasn't sold. But so it's been up and down with creating art. But anyway, sorry. I'm trying to show you guys this while I'm watching the things. So it looks really messy right now. So I filled all my crevices, all my stamped crevices with oil paint, and now I'm wiping it away. Doing this on a cube always kind of ups the difficulty factor a little bit because you're doing multiple sides, and then you got to hold it, and then you make tons of mess with your fingers. And the linseed oil I'm using to wipe it away, you know, it is liquid and it gets everywhere. But, you know, it'll get cleaned up here in a little bit. It's just, it looks messy for a little while first. So you're great. I can give you some freebie tips to sell my home. Oh, sure. Yep, anything would be great. Happy Thursday. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Daniel. All right, so that's the first. This paper towel is pretty saturated. So time for a new one. I'm gonna try to wipe my hands off here a little bit. Get some of this oil paint off. All right. So that's the first layer, and I'll show you this really quick. So you can see how the oil paint is really highlighting those stamped areas. This is like one of my absolutely favorite techniques. I love it so much. I think it's just one of the coolest things you can do with encaustic art. All right. How many of you are familiar with encaustic art? Do you know, have you painted with wax before? Do you know what I'm talking about? I would love to hear. You want to all say your birthdays. All right. Hey, I'm down. If you want to tell me when your birthday is, that's cool. Happy birthday if it's anybody's birthday. Thanks for being here on your birthday if it is your birthday. It's okay. I mean, encaustic, you know, there's so many different types of art out there. You got to be picky sometimes because you can't try all of them all at once. You got to figure out what the priorities are. And if encaustic's not your priority, then, you know, fair enough. You got to do what you want to do. Only once or twice in a workshop. Yeah. I would love to take more workshops. I need to get out there and do more workshops and things with other artists and other students. I think that it's hard because I have 2 young kids, so it's hard to get out there. Oh, March 17th. Nice. All right. Okay, so it's getting cleaned up. This step can kind of take a little while, depending on how much oil paint you used on the surface. So yeah, it's just getting all the extra stuff. Sorry, I'm trying not to support my arms on my table so I knock the camera around. Junk journaling and painting, acrylic. Awesome. Yeah, I love all of that. I've actually done a couple encaustic junk journals. Then they're fun. But yeah, mixed media junk journaling and I love there's some famous mixed media artists that I just love. Like I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but it's Finnebear, I think, Anna Dabrowska, and there's a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. But yeah, that style is just awesome. Okay, yes, I do teach courses. I have a couple on my website, thefarpavilion.com. One is a shellac burn course, and the other is an incised lines course, which is a little bit similar to what I'm doing right now. Colors this weekend. Ah, you're just starting with encaustic. That's exciting. I remember when I first started, I had never heard of encaustic before, and I went to a gallery that had an encaustic artist, and her paintings were so visually interesting. Just all of the depth and the different layers of the wax and the just how that it was just something I'd never seen before, and I immediately fell in love with it. And of course, I had to try it. So I found, luckily, our local community center had an encaustic artist who was teaching some classes. All right, I'm going to set this on the table so I can stop holding it and get the rest of this paint off. And I learned the basics from her, and then I've just pretty much been experimenting ever since. Like that's really what my channel is I just experiment with encaustic. I kind of am like, I wonder if it would work with this, or if it would work with this. Like, what would happen at this point? No, I am not trans. I am a woman. All right. Let's see. I've got oil paint left over on my hands, and it's making it hard to get. This is why the cubes, they are so fun to work on, but they can take a little while. Mixed media work with it. Yeah. Ooh, sculptural work with it. Yes, that would be awesome. I've seen a couple encaustic artists that do kind of sculptural work, and they have some really cool stuff. Would you use anything as kind of a base to add the wax to for your sculpture, like felt or some kind of fabric, or maybe plaster or something? Oh, thank you, Hope. Yes, I do have a deep voice. That is true. Yes, sculptural work and encaustic would be very interesting. It's not something that I've done a whole lot of. I've done a little bit. This is going to sound funny, but there's an encaustic class that's taught by multiple artists, encaustic artists. It's called Painting with Fire. You can Google it. You should be able to find it. I don't have a link. I'll try to put a link in it later. But it's great because it's all these encaustic artists, and they all use different techniques. And one of them, I can't remember her name. I'm going to have to go look. But she uses tar, for lack of a better word. It's like, yeah, stuff that you would use on the street for potholes and things. And you can do a little bit of sculpture work with that because it dries pretty hard. So you put it on wet. It's kind of a dark brown, and it works really well on wood as well. And it's oil based, so it works with encaustic pretty well. And you can shape it into different things. I've done it before where I've done kind of like a coral looking base, and then I add wax to it. So that's an interesting way to do it. But yes, there are other artists that have done, I've seen people do encaustic like on a glass vase, or they do some kind of fabric base and then build up the wax on it to create kind of a sculpture that way. So there's so many different techniques that you can do with encaustic. It's just amazing. Hi Carlos. Hi Andrew. Sorry, my light is right in front of my phone screen, so it makes it kind of hard to see sometimes. All right. I'm trying to be done with this, so I can move on to the next thing. But all right, I might clean that up a little bit more. But this is basically what it looks like. So I've used the oil paint to kind of fill in my stamped impressions that I've put into the wax. So Andrew, this is an encaustic cube. Encaustic is painting with wax. I've put wax onto the sides of my cube and I've stamped into it while it's still warm, so I get a good impression. And now that it's cold and hard, I can go in and I can fill in those impressions with oil paint. So that's what I've done here. Now, what I wanted to show you guys, what I'm actually really excited about, is these cubes. I've been kind of trying to figure out a way to kind of display them. I'm still trying to figure out what to put on each side here. I wanted to put something different than just the text. I might put like a word, or I don't know, maybe a picture or something. I'm still debating that. You guys can give me your ideas. But what I did is I found these cloches, and I absolutely love this look. And I also, on Amazon, I got these little, oh, here's the one I have. These are little, oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's essentially a holder for a cube, like a way to display a cube. People use these for like Rubik's cubes and things like that, and I saw that and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's brilliant. The only problem is I want to display it under this cloche, kind of put it here, but here's my problem. Display stand, yes. Here's my problem. It's just a little too big. So what I've got to do is I've got to somehow melt these edges. And the Tinker's Wife, I think you just said something really long and I missed it. I'm sorry. I think you were saying something and I didn't catch it. But anyway, so please don't try this at home. I might, yeah, standing down, but I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work. This is probably not that great of an idea. But I'm going to try to melt the plastic a little bit and see if I can bend it. Oh. All right, so I might be able to clean up that edge a little bit, but let's see. All right, so that might be working, but that's going to take a little while because I have to push it down. I have to push it down a little bit more. So I think cutting it might be a better option. I can maybe saw it down a little bit and then put it in there, and then I can use like my blowtorch or a lighter or something to kind of smooth the edges a little bit so you don't just see the sawn off part. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let's see. I'm gonna put that in there. And then it's still not ready to fit, but I'll show you kind of. Oh my gosh, it fit the other day. Oh, all right. That didn't work. That's a little embarrassing. That's okay. So we might just have to do this on the stand for right now. I think it might just be that I put a little too much wax on it or something. But yes, paint the display stand back black. I think that's right. I actually got some black ones too. So that, you guys like that better? I think yeah, I don't know. I think I like both of them. But anyway, so that's what I've been working on. A little disappointed that that cloche is not quite going to work, but I could maybe get a smaller cube or figure out a way to get it to fit. I think it might fit it. I just have to be really, really precise. You like it with the black? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the black is sleek. And then if I paint the bottom black of the stand, then yeah, I think that would look really nice and sleek. And then I could maybe sell them to people who want them for like maybe $50 or something. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm gonna get going here. But I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. I have a lot of Encaustic videos where I do a lot of art. Of course, the live streams are a little bit not as condensed. They're a little bit longer, but I'd love to hear what you think. Go put some comments on some videos. Give me a follow. Thanks for being here. I'll gonna try to go live every week, but we'll see how it goes with trying to sell the house. But again, thank you.